If you're in the Pacific Northwest and you happen to come across some big tanks like these, there's a good chance you're at a craft brewer. The beer brewing industry has taken off in the past 10 years up here, and what you'll find is they say they need good hops to make good beer. And here in Oregon, one local brewer has found that their best hops come straight from the farm.
Things are heating up in Silverton, Oregon.
We got full 45, 48 gallons in here. We're gonna boil off.
Phil Knoll's small batch of Maggie's Marzen wouldn't taste good in a mug right now. It's going to take some time, and there's a key ingredient yet to be added: hops.
Hops are vital to any beer.
And Phil would know. His day job is actually teaching high school chemistry, but here he's the head brewer at Seven Brides Brewing.
What do good hops do for the beer, though? How does it impact the taste of the beer?
Okay, the taste of the beer, the hops supply the bitterness.
Seven Brides Brewery was founded a few years back after five guys spent their Saturdays brewing various beer batches in their garages.
We were brewing 5 gallons at a time, then it went to 10, then it went to 30 and 40, and it's like, okay guys, if we're gonna do this, let's do it right.
And before long, they were doing just that. Now, five friends who come from different backgrounds, marketing to engineering to chemistry, are running their own beer biz. And drawing on those backgrounds, each brings his own skills to the table.
We've taken our strengths and identified the areas that make sense for us to kind of lead.
And so far, so good. They will sell upwards of 6,000 barrels of beer around the region this year.
Our business model is not to grow the business, to get it as big as we can and then sell it for profit. Our goal is to build a company that we can hand down to our daughters and have them step in and run it.
More on just how important those daughters are in a moment, but to find another key ingredient to the Seven Brides' success,
here we come.
You'll have to visit nearby hops farmer John Annan and hear the story about the refrigerator the guys were trying to sell online on Craigslist.
So I put an ad on Craigslist, and lo and behold, Johnny called looking for a refrigerator, and we had one, and it was too big, and you know, one thing led to another. He came up, we were chatting, and realized that he was a hop farmer.
And he says, "What are you going to do with the refrigerator?" I said, "Well, we need it for hop samples for our brewery, for the little brewery guys." His eyes light up, you know, about that big.
Yeah.
And he
It was
said,
incredible.
"Hops."
You want to trade?
Brewers meet longtime hop grower in an amazing moment of serendipity.
I grew up here, Johnny grew up here. We're 5 miles apart and had never met before.
Never met, never had any idea. And you know, it'd be on Craigslist where it's all over everywhere.
Right.
And just, yeah, it was crazy.
Turns out most hop growers here sell to large brewers, but John Annan was more interested in direct sales to guys like Jeff.
And they are the customer, and they know what they want.
And they know exactly what they want. And they like the opportunity just to come out and, first of all, see all that we do, and then to be able to pick the hops as they're coming off the kilns and see them in their whole cone natural form before they're baled or anything. And I think that means a lot to them. It sure means a lot to us because it's really fun working with these guys. They're real, honest, hardworking, good people.
And how about from a grower's perspective? I mean, you know, hops is in your blood. Hop growing is in your blood,
Yeah,
right?
I was born into it. Yeah,
That's
I don't know
right.
anything else. So.
And so to see that satisfaction on their faces must be pretty rewarding.
Oh man,
for you.
it's like the best thing in the world.
Their success has actually led to another business venture, helping other craft brewers get hops directly from the farm instead of using a middleman hundreds of miles away. Back at Seven Brides, it's time for those all-important hops to be added to the brew.
Dump those in,
All right.
sprinkle them in,
And these are from John Annan's place just down the road, right?
John Annan's place just down the road.
Ooh, smell good.
And out front in the taproom restaurant, they're serving up their brews and grub. At one of the tables, the brewer's namesake, the Seven Brides. Well, someday anyway. Back when the guys were thinking about starting this business, they had 7 little girls, daughters and nieces, who might someday need expensive weddings. So
That got brought up one afternoon. It's like, well, if we're going to do this, we might as well earmark some funds for it. And so that's kind of become one of our taglines is, you know, we've got 7 daughters and 7 weddings to pay for.
It's not every little girl who gets a microbrew named after her, and not every group of buddies who get to turn a hobby into a successful business.
You know, we got to tell people we make beer for a living.
Bottoms up.
Cheers. Cheers.